here. You guys want to know what my favorite thing about coming to Alabama is? Alabamians. Let's check out this redneck engineer right here. What's going on, man? I'm Chad. What's your name? Mason. Mason? Nice to meet you. What's yours? Skyler.
Landon.
Landon. Where y'all from? Oh, they're from Alabama, like home of the Roll Tide. Roll Tide. See? You can't even, that's how it works. Down here, when they say the blessing, they say amen, and then they say Roll Tide. Am I right?
Followed by Nick Sutton.
Exactly. Well, hey, y'all mind giving me a quick tour of this setup right here?
Yeah,
this is a pretty cool setup.
That's a 26 horse Subaru motor on it, 42-inch fan. It's an 1860 boat, well-built boat. I got 10 100-watt LED lights on the front.
How fast will it go with that?
Just push fan, probably 10, 12 miles an hour.
But you're just using it for bow fishing, right?
Right, basically just like an upgraded trolling motor.
And that's the controls up there?
Right.
And you just rotate that thing and that steers it?
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Roll down tight.
Roll down tight.
There you go.
That's one of them.
Well, man, y'all get on out of here. I appreciate y'all letting me talk to you for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
That is that's a slick setup.
Thanks, man.
All right, y'all be good, man. Be safe. You ain't even gonna try in Alabama. It's awesome. Love these people. I say these people. I mean, it's basically like East Louisiana. We're all the same down here in the South. If you ain't come down to the South and got you some, you need to come down here and get you some, because God built the South, and then he said, well, how's everybody gonna know how awesome it is if I don't make other places? And then he built the rest of the world. All right, guys, it's the day after the Guntersville Trail down here in beautiful Guntersville, Alabama. I'm coming back out and gonna go fishing. So during the tournaments, I can fish, but not really. So tournament's over, got the water to myself. Everybody else is going home. I'm gonna go out to an area near the area where Gene was fishing, try to duplicate or further develop that pattern. See if I can't put a big old Guntersville bucket mouth in the boat. And even if I don't, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna catch a lot of fish. And I'm gonna be out here with God and the birds, because there's only one other person out here. Look at those sun rays over there. Look at that. No, seriously, look. No, let them look. Go, people. Behold! So basically we're sitting in a depression between two flats, and that depression's an old roadbed, and the old roadbed's got eelgrass on it, which everywhere else is milfoil and, you know, other types of grass, but this eelgrass seems to be where the fish are stacked up. Here we go. Oh yeah. If you don't like a good jig bite, you ain't a bass fisherman. So anyway, fishing this eelgrass out here, and I'm in 8.9 foot of water. Not really working the same pattern Gene was working yesterday, moving over a little bit off of the drop. And that's the third fish of the day, and they're flat chomping. So, all right guys, so what we're doing out here is we're fishing in a trough between two islands and two flats. And these spawning flats back here behind me are basically where the fish go to spawn. and now they're working their way back out to the main river channel, and this is a good staging area. When I first got here, I was fishing a plastic with an 1/8 ounce weight and just dragging it through the grass, and I caught a couple. But then when the wind picked up and I'm moving a little faster, I like to use the wind instead of anchoring, at least until it gets unmanageable. So you got to go to a little bit heavier weight. So what I did is I tied on this Strike King football jig, and wanted to add a little bulk to it. And so I added that Yamamoto flapping hog. I like that flapping hog because it's got some appendages. It moves well in the water, but also it's got that salt flavor that Yamamoto is famous for. So that right there, that jig, they call it a jig and pig if anytime the bait's got salt in it, but that jig and creature bait trailer right there is money. That fish chomped it. It actually didn't even let it hit the bottom and was already swimming with it. So out here in this eelgrass, when you got a little bit of wind, being able to drag it along and stay in contact with the bottom is pretty much the ticket. Got a few fish. We're on the board this morning, but I'm excited about the fact that there's going to be a little bit of cloud cover. The feeding time's in about 2 hours, so I'm staying on bottom contact, fishing a slow drag style presentation up until we get into that peak feeding time. Then I'm going to go back to the moving baits. Looking at the weather, looking at the feeding times, looking at everything that's going on, everything is setting up for one of those epic days. So 3 fish on the board so far. We should be able to have a 20, 30, 40 fish day, and this is going to be fun. A lot of times as kayak anglers, we're kind of like anti-boat traffic, but I'll be honest with you, out here in deeper water, in these flats, sometimes when these boats come by, the wave action really churns things up and actually kind of activates the bite in a lot of cases. So I'm going to get this multi-rig out there, get it down close to the top of that grass, and see if I can't find a fish that got activated by that boat. One adjustment that I like to make when I'm fishing a jig in grass, especially grass I can pull the lure through, is I like to go from a faster, extra fast rod like I normally fish a jig with on harder bottom and wood to a more moderate action. So I'm using a 610 medium heavy moderate. What that does is that when that lure hangs up in the grass and I pull, the rod loads a little bit and it just kind of pulls it free. Whereas with an extra fast, it's gonna bind up, it's gonna potentially bury, and I find I get a lot better feel with that moderate action because it bends and then pulls free and then bends and then pulls free. Plus if the fish hits it and it happens to be loaded, it gives it a little bit of give. Whereas with an extra fast rod, they'll pick it up, and then if they feel you too fast, they'll spit it. So it might not work for you. It's a simple adjustment that I make, but I find that I have a lot more success fishing in deeper grass when I'm fishing a moderate action rod. So like I said, I like this shorter rod when I'm pitching right off the nose because one hand fishing, maintaining position in the wind, I just get a lot better feel out of it. And so it's kind of like a little sniper rifle. I like that moderate action for fishing deeper grass with a jig. Got fish blowing up on the top, knocking shad up in the air. That means they're hitting these moving baits now. So here we go. Oh. Come here, dude. He's bulldogging. He don't want to come up. He don't want to come and say hi. Fun. This fish has been caught a few times. See that right there? He don't really learn. Got a hook hole here and his mouth's torn open, healed back up, and he's still grinding. It's the Alabama sore mouth. Let it fall to the bottom. Keep the swoop out of your line with the wind, and then start the slow drag. Feeling for the grass. Feeling for the grass. Doing the finger roll, take up slack, give back, hop, 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 give back. The give back is the ticket. That's a better fish. Oh yeah. That's what you need, 5 of them. And you can win a tournament anywhere in the country. That's a fatty right there. Yeah, buddy. Let's get this girl back in the water. Let's go get another one because there's a pod of them up there. Show you guys what I'm catching these fish on. I was catching them on the jig, but what works really well is a plastic drug through the grass. And something that has action without you having to move it a lot. And so this cowboy from Yamamoto is phenomenal. And after they tear it up, you can get 2 or 3 more uses out of it. And then when I'm done with that, I throw them up in the footwell and I put them back in the bag and I use them as jig trailers. So I use that, I call that the rebait concept. You get a little money back because you save money by using your baits again. And then, so that's the setup right there. And then really all I'm doing is I've got an 1/8 ounce tungsten weight on there, throwing a little Cox juice on it for realism. And I've got to replenish these because I only brought 1 bag out. So I got to get in the truck and find another pack. And then I'll be back out here to finish laying the smack down.